80 meters to go now in this, the fast one with Hoffman just too good for Tyler Day into second position. Third, Calvin Bennick on the podium last year. A fantastic ride from him as well. Hello and welcome to this edition of In the Bunch with Coetzee Ghost, the world's fastest moving cycling show by a long way. Well, as you saw there, a big victory for Nolan Hoffman in the past weekends, the fast one. Lynette Burger, too good for the others in the women's race though. Celebrating a fantastic, another victory for Lynette Burger on that brand new team machine of hers, beating into second the diminutive Joanne van der Winkel and her on-form teammate Carla Ober also in third. Men's race dominated by Nolan Hoffman. He's unbeatable when it comes to flat, fast, quick conditions like these. A brilliant ride once again.
I think I'm pretty chuffed. This is putting me up on the scoreboard for the year. You know, it's always a big pressure to get the first win in the season, and this is definitely a big relief. You know, after Mpumalanga tour, I didn't enjoy that tour. It was a sufferfest for me. So bouncing back after that, I think it's a solid result.
Well, we cover the world of cycling on In the Bunch, of course, whether it's a tight-fought sprint finish or logistics problem like the Cape Town Cycle Tour is experiencing. One can imagine with this dreadful drought which is raging and in fact really breaking down the Western Cape at this point, the Cape Town Cycle Tour has had a mission of sorting out the water supply. Fantastic contingency plan there by the organization. David Ballez and the team deciding to buy 2 million litres of spring water and to replace that into the Western Cape's water system. A fantastic solution to boot.
From our perspective, what we've done is we've spent the last 9 months doing complete water footprint analysis of the cycle tour. So understanding where the event itself uses water and how we can offset that. And it's our intention to run the cycle tour in March with a zero footprint on the municipal grid.
Well, it's great to hear that the world's biggest individually timed cycle race is safe for its 41st renewal. South Africans abroad, and what a start to 2018 we've made, particularly in Australia's national tour, the Tour Down Under. Daryl Impey, who you'll recall was the first wearer of the maillot jaune in the Tour de France a couple of years ago, also silver medalist at world team time trial level, of course multiple SA champion. The overall winner in a world tour, Daryl Impey in that Tour Down Under. Well, Onga Hill again the deciding factor. Eventually it went to a tie on time, but in countback Impey was the overall winner. A magnificent result from him.
To try and limit my losses and not follow Richie and ride to what I'm good at and leave some in the tank for the final. So when I came around the corner and saw that I had 5 seconds on the board and I knew I still had about another 3 seconds or 4 seconds to get to the finish line, I gave it my all and sprinted it in, and that was just enough to secure the victory.
Well, brilliant Daryl Impey. His win in the Tour Down Under has to go down as one of South Africa's finest, if not the finest, post-isolation cycling result. Something else got Phil Liggett going though. Take a look and listen to this.
And Bowden's gone off the back wheel, a bit of a late reaction of Blamini, and again they've caught Will Clark napping, but can he wind it up? Bowden is giving a lot, but it is the South African who has gone over the top, the newcomer to the race for Dimension Data in his Tour debut, gets the 10 points, and tomorrow he leads in the King of the Mountains for Subaru. Great ride.
Indeed, what you saw there, Nick Lamini adding the Tour Down Under King of the Mountains overall title to the same title in the Baby Giro just a season before. South Africa's international cycling results continue. This time, the continent's cyclist of the year going to the quiet man with the big results, Louis Meintjes. 8th in the Tour de France just in 2017. He's had that before in the major tours. Wonderfully well done.
The France was again something very special, and the main thing is I had quite a consistent year, which was quite nice. I didn't have any bad luck with crashes or illness. Yeah, I had quite a few races that were all good.
Well, and if that wasn't enough, all the international success continued in the Tour of Sharjah, where the South African national teams, Eddie van Heerden, the young rider who in fact last year in the Best Med Tour of Good Hope suffered inflammation of his heart muscle, was off for most of the year, bounced back with a podium at the 94.7. This time secured the overall King of the Mountains title there as well. And up 8th overall, 40 seconds adrift after losing 18 seconds in the final stage in a crash. Another brilliant ride.
I'm very happy and grateful to finish in the top 10. I actually
myself as a tour. But the goal was to go there and get something out of it, to get something for the team and trying to get a result out of it, if it was a good position on the KOM or a good overall position.
As we make our way now to the finish of In the Bunch, we go to a hot spot, an interruption in which we've got to launch some big news. The entry into the South African market of Head Bikes SA. Head, as a brand you'll know, is Djokovic's tennis racket supply, but these guys have just come into South Africa's bicycle market at the end of last year. They formed a partnership with the Democon women's team. And what a way to start, because Lynette Burger won the fast one on a Head bike just this past weekend. Game, set and match to Head on this occasion. Well, switching now from the terra firma of the Tar Macadam onto the world of mountain biking, the Attakwas Extreme event, widely regarded as the country's toughest single-day mountain bike trip, was also round one of the UCI Marathon Series and won in great style there by the young Matthijs Beukes, a man who grew up in that very, very area. Great result for him.
I had a pretty, straightforward, pretty textbook ride. There weren't any challenges. I didn't have any mishaps. Everything just went perfectly for me. So, I stayed near the front the whole time, out of trouble, and the bike was perfect, and I felt good.
Women's race, Ariane Luthi was formerly Ariane Kleinans. These days back to Ariane Luthi. The Swiss former swimmer was brilliant in beating a top-class international field after having a little bit of a quiet 2017. Great for her to be back on top of the podium once again.
It was really, really special. I think it's one of the most emotional wins for me. I really had a bit of a drought in terms of winning the last 2 years. It's always great to come back from a bit of a dip and to know that you can win again.
In 2017, the young Brendan Davids bounced onto the road scene from the mountain bike after not being picked for Rio 2016. Now we've had a similar phenomenon. The Mpumalanga Tour was won by a mountain biker, Matt Beers, who comes from the southwestern districts, the Garden Route area, and he won this race by 40 seconds in spite of not winning a singular stage, but he had the overall legs to walk away with the leader's jersey.
I mean, I'm over the moon. It's incredible. It's like my first road tour I've ever done, and to win it, and it's just a complete surprise. All I had was goosebumps over the line. A bit of disbelief. Just a great way to start the year.
The 120th renewal of the Paarl Boxing Day Sports, the race for the 25-mile Minard Trophy, the feature event of this annual classic, was a big, big victory for the mountain biker Joubert Creer. Off the track for 2 years when he concentrated on the road and the mountain bike disciplines, lapped the riders no fewer than twice that's the peloton. A lap ahead of Morne van Niekerk and David Maria, with third and second overall at the end. Wonderful victory for this young rider who timed his effort to perfection, and he was understandably moved by this wonderful result.
I was a bit flabbergasted at first. Started sinking quite nicely now, and it's quite a great feeling. I haven't been on the track in about 2 years, so my first track event back, and pulling off a win. So I'm very sort of chuffed with myself, and it's an amazing feeling.
Well, taking a look as always on what's hot and what's not on In the Bunch, the world's fastest moving cycling show. In third wheel, the Barberton Mountain Bike Challenge. Big wins there for Nico Bell and Izette Olofsson. On this side, in the silver medal position, Paarl Boxing Day Sports deservedly on the podium. Topping the pops this week, of course, the Attakwas Extreme Mountain Bike Challenge. Toughest in the country, right on top of our podium. Well done to those winners. 150, in fact 160 Rand. These were my winnings in the 1979 Paarl Boxing Day Sports. Joubert Creer winning a whopping 40,000 Rand this time, and I'm sure SARS got 25% of that, or didn't they? In fact, if you've enjoyed watching the show as much as what we've done doing it for you, it's Johnny Kun on behalf of Kutsiochos and the team asking you to please subscribe to the show and to tap the bell. Until the next time, I'm off to spend my ZAR. See you soon.